Welcome to an experience powered by Pipe TV.
Powered by Pipe TV.
Hi, welcome to Pipe TV. I'm Jill Foster, and today I have with me in the studio a modern-day Renaissance man. He is an actor, a comedian, author, musician, motivational speaker, and community advocate. His name is Mr. Shawn Cornelius. Hi, Shawn.
Hello, Jill. How are you?
I'm good. Boy, you are a Renaissance man.
That's what some people say.
I just said a mouthful.
Yes.
But it's indicative of who you are and what you do, how you tap into so many talents that you've been gifted with. One in particular that I didn't mention is the romantic funny man.
Right.
Can you give us an insight on how the romantic funny man came about?
Yeah, the romantic funny man title came because back in 2000, I used to do a radio show in Charleston, South Carolina called The Calm After the Storm. Mm-hmm. And I was just getting ready to do my first BET Comic View. But as far as radio, you know, DJs have a radio name.
Yeah.
So I wanted to combine something which was about the comedy part and the radio part. Yeah. My thought process was to be on the morning show and be funny. Mm-hmm. They didn't put me on the morning show.
Oh,
they gave me
okay.
the Slow Jam, Quiet Storm, or Request show, the love show.
And romance was born.
Romance has always been there, but yeah, that's when it started showing its rearing its head. So mm-hmm. I'm a romantic at heart.
Yeah.
And so I figured it fit. So when I did Comic View, I wanted a name to stick. Okay. So I was dubbed the romantic funny man by myself.
Yes. And sticking with this Renaissance theme,
yes.
You are also a producer, and recently you just had a premiere.
Yes.
Whatever It Takes When Blood Runs Cold.
Right.
In collaboration with Omar Moore.
Right.
You guys, I had the pleasure of being there, and I was stunned. You held it at the Regal Theater in Manhattan.
Yes, 40
and you guys sold out 3 theaters?
Yes, we did.
That is huge.
Yeah, we actually sold the first 100. We sold 100 seats in 1 week.
Yeah.
And we started back in November, trying to give it a little early start, not really knowing it was going to sell that quickly. Mm-hmm. And then we had to get another room. And then, like, at the end of December into January, there were still people asking. Even up until the premiere day, there were people that showed up just to come, just hoping that we would have seats. So up until the premiere itself, yeah, we ended up, it was over 400 people in attendance for the 3 rooms.
Yeah, and what are you doing to keep the momentum going in that respect with the movie?
Well, this is what post-production is about with this type of situation. So I secured a date for Raleigh, North Carolina, where I went to school at Shaw University, Shaw U, on April 25th. Yeah. Saturday, April 25th for 2 shows. So we're going to take it and show it down there where a lot of my college friends are and go to the campus and talk to the students. Also, where I used to live, Charleston is my home as well. Charleston, South Carolina was my dad's home, and I lived in Charleston. I have roots down there, so we're going to eventually go to Charleston.
Yeah.
And also, Atlanta, Georgia is on the map. So we want to keep it moving, but I also want to put it on media outlets such as possibly pay-per-view, Roku TV, you know, all of that stuff, Amazon, everything like that. So we want to keep it moving in that way. I'm going to put it on DVD.
Yeah, globalize it.
That's right. So we're looking for a distribution deal on it and everything, and anything and everything that the big wigs do, you know, the big companies, and make the product until it kind of squeezes out. Also branching off doing other productions of it.
Right.
So, you know.
Okay, that sounds good. You have a lot going on to keep the momentum going on such a great film, I must add.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Moving on, you also, as a Renaissance man, you teamed up with Trevor Bonner, and I guess this is something that you guys do regularly, and you held a comedy spillage event at Slate in the Chelsea area of Manhattan, and and I again had the pleasure of attending.
You guys are everywhere.
And
you're just all over the place.
it was
everywhere.
absolutely amazing. That's why we
Thank you.
had to get you here in that seat to talk about it. So what are you guys continuing to do in that space? And can you just elaborate on how it came about, and you could take it from there.
Sure. Well, Trevor Bonner, who's the CEO of Bonafide Entertainment, Craig Foy is another producer, CSF Enterprises. I met Trevor over 10 years ago at a comedy club where I was performing at, and he was just there, and he saw my act. He liked what he saw, and he had an idea of doing his own type of show. So he asked me if I would be a part of it, be the host of it, blah 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 blah. So long story short, yes, we got together. We've been doing it. As a matter of fact, coming up in June is our 10-year anniversary. So basically what I do...
Wow, 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years.
Wow.
So we do 3 shows annually.
Wow.
Like a first of the year type show, a mid-year show, and then a birthday celebration in October, a Libra celebration. So basically my job is to book the comedians, host the show, and make sure the entertainment part of the show is tight. Trevor and Craig are the administrators, and again, it's Trevor's brand, Bonafide Entertainment, but we all have our own separate brands, which is CSF, Only One Son Entertainment. And we just put on comedy shows and events. You know, it's not just a show. The deal for it was to be bigger than just a comedy show. A lot of comedians and people put on comedy shows.
Right.
We wanted it to be something bigger, you know, so it's an event. Like you guys were there, red carpet.
Right.
You know, we've had a mix of my band, which is the Legends of Soul band. We've had them in collaboration. We've had the movie premiered for the trailer there. So we do all kind of some special events.
Yes.
With it as well. So we make it as big as we can. One of the biggest things we did was before it closed down, we were at BB King's on 42nd Street. So we went from the bottom of a comedy club in the basement to BB King's, and then Slate's always been our home basically though. So we're back at Slate on a regular basis, which is a very nice spot.
Yeah, it is. Chelsea in and of itself is a little shishi.
Yeah, we get that way sometimes.
Yeah.
We're there.
And you do a good job at the diversity of the comedic team that performs at Comedy Spillage. Do you ever, you get your comedy in as a comedian doing your hosting, but do you ever actually do a set?
I haven't done a set yet. We were planning on doing, Trevor wanted to focus one show on me because we've done it for almost 10 years and we've never done it. I've always just hosted and done some music here and there with the band. So he wanted to do one where I headlined the show, but we were in conversation about that. But I just enjoy letting other people, you know, having a platform for other folks. A lot of the comedians are my friends. Just recently with the show you were at, the headliner Brooklyn Mike, is a college classmate of mine from Shawn University.
Wow.
So I just like to have a platform that I can give other comics and other entertainers an opportunity. So it's not all about, I don't need all the stage time. I just go do my job, let it go, have my fun, and that's it.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shift a little bit. I have an inside track to someone who knows you pretty well, who kind of wanted me to ask you a few questions just to I'll say. So I learned from this individual that you have a nickname that was given to you while attending Shore University. I believe it was the first time you attended Shore University. And
she said the first time, like I did it several times.
No, like the very first time you were there, and someone nicknamed you. And what was that nickname, and how and why did they nickname you that?
Well, the only nickname that I think you're talking about, unless somebody else is doing something behind my back, is Pooh Bear.
Pooh Bear?
Yeah.
Oh, you let me in on another secret.
Okay, you have to tell me.
You Pooh Bear Pretty Eyes?
Well, pretty eyes. Pretty eyes. That's Pooh Bear is my nickname given to me from my mom.
Yeah.
So I've had that all my life. But Pretty Eyes, PC Capel is my mentor, my theater mentor, and her husband H.B. Capel, who passed. They were my mentors. This is basically why I'm sitting here today. When I walked into the first audition, that's the first thing she said. I don't know if she was flirting, but her husband was right there. H.B. was right there. But it felt fine to me. She's like, "Oh my God, you have such pretty eyes. Your eyes are so expressive."
Yeah, take them off. Yeah, we want to see.
So I don't know if the people watching will agree, but that's what she said. I have my mother's eyes, and she said that I have very expressive eyes, and that she saw something in me after the audition and ever since then, if I pick up the phone and call her today, she knows my voice. She says, "Oh my God, Pretty Eyes," and that's Pretty Eyes has been my nickname from.
Yeah, and not to mention you have long eyelashes.
Yes, I do. I have not trimmed them.
Yeah.
They've just been where they
no
are.
cover girl for you.
None whatsoever. A la natural.
Yeah. So there was something else that I learned about you. So you do a lot of things. You produce and you have a bunch of characters, being a comedian and so on and so forth. But there was a particular character that took over your life so much so that it outshined you, Shawn Cornelius.
Yeah.
What character was that? And can you talk about that?
That character would be Mocha Black.
Okay.
Mocha Black is a character that I created who just surpassed me a couple of years ago. Mocha Black is someone who's not a star. He's an entertainer, but his claim to fame was he felt like he gave singers their biggest hits. He didn't want credit. He came out a couple of years ago, but Mocha's kind of like English American. So he talks a little bit like this sometimes. He talks like that, right? And he'll go into his dialogue like that, but then he'll talk American as well.
Yes.
So Mocha feels like he didn't, when he came out, he wasn't responsible for the big hits, but he didn't want credit. So let's say, okay, for example, one of the stories is he was sitting down with Prince at a diner one day, and they were eating breakfast. Prince liked pancakes. So they were just talking, and all of a sudden Mocha saw that it was raining outside.
Yeah.
And Prince couldn't see it because his back was to the window. So Mocha was like, "Oh my God, Prince, look at the water. Look at the water. It's beautiful. It's raining outside." And Prince was like, Prince was crazy. And he started quoting stuff. "You ever dance with the devil in the pale moon?" All that kind of craziness. So Mocha was like, "Look outside there. The water is running through the lights. It's kind of like purple, right? So it's like kind of like purple rain." This was before Purple Rain came out. So the next thing you know, here comes Purple Rain.
Yeah.
So he feels like he inspired Prince's biggest situation.
Right.
Like he did with Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie. It's a whole thing is on YouTube. So he has his own web series.
Oh, I have to check that out.
So Mocha came out. He did an interview. Oprah ain't even called me yet. Wow. Oprah did an interview with him. He was on a cruise ship opening up for Dwele. People call booking Mocha. I'm like, but I'm Shawn.
Yeah.
And, but he just shot past. So I had to put him on the back burner after his 2 years. But he's doing things, but not as, I had to come back and do.
Well, I think I like Mocha Black, too.
Well, I mean, you could like Mocha. He's fine. You guys should have him on your show.
Yeah.
He's got his own. He could do his own little interview. But, but that was something fun to do. And it just shows you how you never know how people are going to take over things. Like even characters, like Martin's characters, Shanae and all. So you never know what people are going to connect with. Homie the Clown and all these things. Right. So it was something fun, and I was sitting home at night watching Unsung. And you kept seeing all these friends of the stars that they were talking about. So I was like, let me say that. And I put on a little thing, and then I put it on Facebook, and the next morning when I woke up, I had all these responses like, "Is Mocha going to open up for you?" You know what I mean? So I'm like, so I went with it. I went with it, and Mocha is now his own individual. He has a Facebook page.
That's incredible.
He has his own YouTube channel.
That is wonderful.
And he probably has more views than I do on certain things, but he's talented.
That is.
He plays the guitar.
Yeah. Really?
He took over after me. I played guitar as well. So.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a little bit of you and Mocha.
There's a little bit of me and Mocha. There's a bit of Mocha and me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I drift in and out. Because that accent is pretty cool. So it's a little bit, it could be a little bit sexy.
Yeah, it is
right?
sexy.
A little bit romantic. Right. You could say anything in an English accent, and it's real sexy. Like, I've got to go poop. Right? And it sounds fantastically sexy. Like, can I go with you? Things like that. You just have to do what you have to do.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah, hold it together, Jill.
You've been featured in the Photography Insight Plus magazine.
Yes, I was.
And I'm sure you've been featured other places, but you've also been featured on a television network and for a particular show. this is another Insight track thing that I learned about.
I don't know who this is telling you all this information.
Yeah, but the show, they featured you for the Best of the Bronx. And what network was that? And can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, that was News 12 The Bronx. And I got that through a gentleman by the name of Tyreek Skiem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Okay,
I do know
all right.
him. Yeah.
Well, basically, that was for the movie. Whatever It Takes, the movie, When Blood Runs Cold. You know, the
wow.
Bronx features residents when they're doing things for the community or in the community.
Yeah.
And they did an interview before the movie came out on the background story of the film. Because the film didn't just start with Whatever It Takes, the movie. It started with Paul Baker. It was called When Blood Runs Cold. I wrote it in college.
Right.
And then we turned it into a screenplay when I approached Omar Moore about it and asked him to help me, you know, if he wanted to help write the movie.
Okay.
So they came out and did an interview on the whole backstory and the film and all that kind of stuff, and some stuff about my Shawn University college career and things like that. So that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
So, what does the numbers 3004 represent? What does that mean to you?
I really shouldn't put this on TV because then I might have some problems, but 3004 is an address.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's an address.
Okay.
I just recently...
And how is this significant?
I'm collaborating with Tyreek and a gentleman by the name of Treviso Milner, who's a musician, and he's also in my band. So we formed a corporation. It's kind of like Motown 2.0. And because we have so many... You talk about me. These two brothers have so much talent within themselves as well. So I have everything that you're talking about. Tyreek is a great writer. Theatrical theater stuff, and Travis is the music portion, just like Barry Gordy was the head and had all this, and then you had Smokey Robinson, you had Norman Whitfield, you had the band and everything. So it's a collaboration. We wanted to, it's just something we felt we couldn't ignore when I met Tyreek, and it's like we've done so many things in less than a year. We said, let's do some things together, and you're supposed to do that when you network and you connect with certain people who are like-minded, like-spirited, like-talented, and you have to do this. So we want to give our blessings and share our blessings to the world, and these guys are just as. So we formed Olinville Entertainment, which is 3004 Olinville. That's where everything started.
Okay.
So
that's the laboratory. That's
just like Hitsville.
Happens.
Yeah, that's where a lot of things have come out. This is where Whatever It Takes came out of.
Wow.
The prequel that that's in post-production now. The short film, which is Just Say I Love You, which came out of the movie. There's another short film called No Love Without You that I wrote and is produced by Tyreek, and some music things. We got a lot of things coming, so that's like the base. 3004 Olinville is the home base where a lot of these things come out or are coming out as well, like Hitsville. So I don't know if that's going to be a museum one day, but that's the home. Yeah. That's a lot of stuff happening there.
Yeah. And so a lot of stuff is happening with you.
Yes.
In general. You've recently wrote a book. You're an author, so you wrote a book. Can you share with the viewers?
I just happen to have the book right here, Jill.
Okay.
This is the book right here. This would be the book, Expressions of Love and Romance.
Yes.
My first book that I wrote back in 2014, which is timeless because it's not a story that will ever go. It's about my journey through love and romance, from my first kiss, my marriage, my child. There's short story. I also write poetry, so there's poems in here.
Wow.
There's song lyrics. There are romantic stories. There's a wonderful picture, humbly speaking, of me on the back. And so you can go to that once you finish reading it. But there are a lot of wonderful things that I've seen in my journey and not understanding what love and romance were. Internet dating, things on that level. So there's also chapter 9 is it's a good book for everybody, but chapter 9, there's a warning on the page of chapter 9.
Explicit content.
That's the explicit section. But it's wonderful because it's a romantic situation.
Right, grown and sexy crowd.
Exactly. Right. And it's couples can read it together. But it's a fun read. My sister said you laugh, you cry, you're happy, you're sad. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to express again, because I think I'm very much loaded with love and romance.
Yes.
And I love the arts, and it gives me an opportunity and a lane to express it. So, yes, I wrote the book, which is available now and forever.
Okay. And we talked about the movie.
Yes.
And I do understand that there is additional momentum going on with the movie. Can you take the opportunity to share that as well?
Some things fell out the book. Didn't even know this stuff was in there, Jill. It's actually, out of the movie came the short film, Just Say I Love You, with my co-star in the movie, Wakila. So it's their love story that I pulled out of the movie, and it is now on DVD, and I also produced and wrote all of the songs on the soundtrack, produced with Travis Milner. So this is available, and this other little piece of thing is my comedy show. I have a comedy DVD called It's All About Love, and this was filmed in the Poconos. So it's an inside look of what we do and what we go through before we actually hit the stage. And it was filmed on Valentine's weekend about 2 years ago, but it's not something that, it's really timeless.
Yeah.
So I did a book signing, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of stuff. I just stay busy that way, and I'm just so appreciative of everything that's going on and this opportunity right here, because you guys have been wonderful since we met. You did a great job at the premiere. You did a great job at Spillage. Looking for you to come to the Spillage anniversary show.
Yes.
And whatever I can do to be of help with you all, you got me, because I really appreciate this.
Yes, and we're looking forward to it. I mean, it's such a great professional platform to be associated with, and so we're honored and we're grateful to collaborate with you all. So. Is there anything else that you want to share that I haven't touched on? Because you are the Renaissance man, so you do a lot.
Yes.
And I'll be here till next week trying to figure out or talk about everything that you've done. So I figured I'll ask you as the source.
You know what? I do have a show of my own coming up on another network. But you have to just check me out on my website to figure that out. Or can I say it?
Yeah.
I can say it? BronxNet. Probably in April, I'll be doing the Shawn Cornelius show, which will be a talk show, variety talk show. I'll have guests on from the political aspect, the music, the arts, the theater, the movies. It's just going to be a fun thing, but I'll be switching around like I'll be in that seat.
Oh, okay.
And you guys have to come and visit so I can interview you guys. But I really just, my website, people can go and find out, or my Facebook or Instagram, because I'm just going to pump out so much stuff. 2020 is going to be a really, really good year for a lot of us, and there's a lot of content coming. So I'm very appreciative of everything that's so musically, everything we talked about this year. There's going to be something coming.
Before we close out, I want to ask you this, just in case our viewers are curious. Where are you born and bred?
I am a Queens boy. I was born in Jamaica, Queens. I grew up in Queens, Long Island, upstate New York, down south in Charleston, and now I'm in the Bronx. I'm in the Bronx for like 12 years. Yeah.
Big family? Only child?
No, I'm the only son, which is where only one son comes from. I'm the only boy out of 5 children. And so I have 4 sisters.
Okay.
And, 3 older, 1 younger, and I'm the baby boy, though.
Do they contribute to your romantic side in terms of just being able to watch
nasty.
No, not in that way.
Well, I've learned a lot. Yeah, right. I'm sorry, I told you to be prepared. I don't know that. I've learned a lot from them through growing up in a house with all women and a stepfather and blah blah blah. So they've shaped me a lot. I love my sisters to death. They still treat me like I'm a little kid. And they have contributed. And when you pick up the book, which is available now, I talk about my relationships a little bit with them in situations. Yeah, so they are totally.
Where are you in the mix? Are you the oldest, youngest?
Second youngest.
Second
youngest.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm.
Okay. Sort of like I was baby.
Yeah, I was there for 7 years. I was the youngest.
Yeah. So. Okay, so I've enjoyed chatting with you. I want to give you the opportunity to let the viewers know how they can reach out to you, follow you, find out what you're doing, and support you. So,
Okay. My website is ShawnCorneliusEntertainment.com. My Facebook page is Shawn Cornelius. You'll see me behind the camera when we were filming Whatever It Takes, the movie When Blood Runs Cold. That's my profile picture. My Instagram is comedian Shawn Cornelius 65. And my Twitter is Shawn Cornelius. And just you can find out where I'm at on any one of those outlets because, I will be doing some things.
okay. Well, thanks for making me laugh.
Thank you, and I'm going to find out who that was giving you all that information.
Okay.
It was fine. It was cool,
Okay.
but I'm going to find out. I didn't know I had those people in my life.
Okay. You've just been tuned in to Pipe TV. I'm Jill Foster, your host, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, what's going on? This is the modern-day Renaissance man, Shawn Cornelius, and you're watching Pipe TV, and Pipe TV is great.